Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. And Kim Anthony, how are you doing? Tosin Olu, how are you doing? Hope you guys are well. Yesterday we had a gentleman who came and spoke about, oh, here's right here, Joe Maserve, and spoke about security, and it was such a wild um, time that we had. We saw another aspect of living and working in the United States of America that I must say was quite intriguing in its own right. So I was like, whoa, 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 things they shell. Now, I've always been of the belief that nursing is a fantastic career in the United States of America, especially, and Canada. When I got a letter yesterday from a friend of mine who said, Daddy Freeze, nursing is not what it used to be. That a lot of people, can you guys hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me clearly? Okay, so what the person said was nursing is not magic. It's not the magic it used to be. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, double click the screen, double click the screen. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Who's my number one gifter? You better find out. Now, there's some jobs that are still magic. And from what I heard yesterday, cybersecurity is still magic. Nursing, on the other hand, seems to have lost its mojo. Because I was advising people the other day on my live, I was like, look, if you go abroad, one of the surest things you can embark upon is nursing. One of your surest careers, no matter what happen, you go chop. And then the person reached out to me yesterday and said that if it's not like that too, that the average nurse in the US only makes 70K a year before tax, which will come down to about 40 to 45K a year after tax. So I thought about it. I was like, I don't live in the US. I don't work in the US. Uh, can I speak on behalf of people who work in the US? I was like, no. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come live and I'm going to open the floor for people who are nurses. Someone says medical careers never go out of style. Oh, it doesn't go out of style, but the problem is they don't make as much as you think. And the person said one more thing. He said, for you to do well in nursing, you have to work very long hours. That if you in nursing have a work-life balance, you will not make money. That those nurses that make a ton of money do not have a work. They work like 16-hour shifts, and many of them are frustrated. Said The person said you should not even think of the UK at all, that the UK nurses get paid rather poorly. I don't know about it. My question is, what do you guys think? So if you are a nurse in the house, someone says we clock 300K a year. They make money from overtime. Someone says as a travel nurse, I made over 200K a year. Samaria says I do only 36 hours a week. Okay, so Samaria, I know you very well and I trust you. Let me bring you live. Um, then there's somebody else who says nursing is about job security. Uh, Somebody said they made 200K a year. Please, where are you? 200K a year nursing.
Let me go turn down the TV.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm a travel nurse and I'm making money banks. Okay, let me have you big knacks. Okay. Uh this is your topic. This is not my topic. This is more of your topic. How did I missed the spelling of your name? Okay. Yes. I'm a travel nurse and I'm making banks. Okay. So I've invited a travel nurse too. Someone said 300K a year is a big lie. We're here to find out from the horse's mouths. I'm not a nurse, but surest thing here is the surest thing in the US. Alexandra, one of my best gifters on TikTok.
We are going live. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so we're going live. Hey, Alexandra, please come and join me. Hey, Alexandra. Alexandra is one of my biggest gifters on TikTok. Except, of course, Kim, Anthony. Alexandra. Yes, so I've sent her an invite too. All right, guys. So talk to me. I know you are a nurse, Samaria. Hello, lady with the hairnet.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing? Are you a nurse too?
Yeah, I'm a
And
traveler.
you are a travel nurse. Now, what is the difference between a regular nurse and a travel nurse?
Used to of us. Yes, there's no difference. It's just that you going out to make more money. That's just it.
Okay.
You're doing the same thing, but you just paid higher.
Okay.
Let me give you the difference. There's no difference, but the difference is, for example, most of them agree like on a contract. Okay, if I decide to be a travel nurse, for example, most agencies they hire you, they send you different places, time they pay for your hotel, for everything, but like it doesn't really come with insurance, but it's a contract, right? Now, I mean, you move from one place to another. They find hospitals, maybe local, maybe international, it all depends. But they are still nurses. Just that these ones are flexible. That's what it is. Like, I'm not a travel nurse, but she's a travel nurse. I work in a particular hospital. I'm a full staff there. We have travel nurses that work for us as well. So it's like, they agree to work for a certain period. That's how it works.
Okay, as a travel nurse, how many hours do you work in a week?
My current contract is 48 hours a week. If I want to work overtime, it's up to me.
Tell me about this 48 hours a week. Do you work 2 days non-stop, which is 48 hours? Or do you work 8 hours
So,
a week for 5 days?
oh, so my contract is 12 hours a day. So the company can decide to schedule you 4 days in a row, or they can split you 2 days here or one day off, one day on, one day off, one day on. Some nurses like to work 4 days in a row and take off 3 days, or work 4 days here and work 4 days and then take off like 6 days. That way they can go on vacations. So it's kind of flexibility. But being a travel nurse, they give preference to the staff nurses first. They make the staff nurses choose days, and then they give me the days that they have space available. So I'm left with working whatever shifts, but it has to be 48 hours a week.
Okay. And you work this 48 hours a week for 1 year, right?
No. Mm-mm. So I choose to go on contract. There's like a 3 month contract. You can go on a 6 month contract. Some company has 1 year contract. I don't like that because that makes me, in my head, I'm a staff nurse. I don't want to be a staff nurse. I want to be flexible. So I do a 13 weeks contract. If I like the place, I can extend my contract. If I don't like the place, I'm moving somewhere else with a higher pay and higher
Hmm.
benefit. So I move back. Or I can take time off. Like sometimes I take like a month off and I travel back home. Or I travel to places. But I have already made enough to like cover me for that month that I'm
Okay,
off
let
work.
me ask you, uh, what did you make last year as a travel nurse? Before tax and after tax?
Last Okay, last year I started travel nurse late. I started travel nurse in September of last year. So I was a staff nurse. So being a staff nurse and being a travel nurse, I made around 120K a year.
That is between September last year and September this year.
No, that is between January last year. I started travel nurse September last year. So by the end of my travel nurse from September to December last year, I made around 40K for 3 months. It all
Okay.
depends on the agency.
Okay. So let me work with the assumption that there are 4 3 months in 1 year.
Mhm.
So if you made 40K in 3 months, that would mean you would make 160,000 dollars this year.
Yeah. Yeah, minus overtime. If you don't put in overtime, it's
If you
just
put in
48 hours.
overtime, it will be more.
It will be more. Yeah.
So you can very easily say you clocked $200,000 this year.
Yes. Yes. I fall under that tax bracket if I say so. Yes.
Okay. So out of $200,000, how much do you expect to pay in taxes?
I will have to calculate that. Maybe 20, 20, 20. I don't know. I don't really. When
Don't
I do
forget
my
your benefit.
taxes, yeah, she could answer that.
Yeah.
I just said follow your benefits when you calculate. But I know the travel nurses, most of them don't have benefits. So if you have
Oh,
to
Okay.
I have
the
benefits with mine. I just choose to go with private insurance. That way
that's
I can hop around. I have my own private medical insurance. That way I can hop around with different agency. But if you want the agency's insurance, they take money from it. But some people don't do that. So
Okay. Thank you so much, my sister. Samaria, what are your thoughts on what the lady just said? By the way, lady, sorry, instead of me calling you lady, what's your name?
my name is Naka.
Naka. Okay, that's why you call yourself Nax.
Yeah.
Bad Nax. Hey, when I read Nax, I was like, hey, I want to bring Nax to my life. Hey. Anyway, Samaria, what are your thoughts? This is your field. If there's anything I know you can
she's
represent
right.
very well, is this topic.
The fees. I mean, she's right. It depends. Like most agencies, most agent nurses we have, We offer them $48 per hour. So it all depends. So there are agencies that would offer 50, some would offer 45, 48 per hour. It all depends. First of all, it depends on your years of experience and your specialty. What kind of a nurse are you? Are you acute care nurse or rehab nurse? Stuff like that. So some of them differs in their price ranges. And like she said, she's right. I do 36 hours a week. I don't do more than 36 hours. I don't do no overtime. I take my life, JJ. I don't stress myself. I just do 36. I'm home resting, chilling. And that 36 is 36. But then, because times you don't really close, they will schedule you 7 to 7:30, but you don't really close at that time. Times I leave at past 8, extending the hours.
But you
It all
get
depends.
paid for that.
Yes, you get paid for that. You get paid for that.
So
So there are people that choose 4 days.
anytime they extend, you get paid.
No, they won't be the one to extend. Let's say you're giving reports, or you have maybe you had a very busy day, you know. So for that reason, maybe you didn't finish when you're supposed to finish, and maybe there are delays. You get paid for it. So should you decide to do extra, then for the people schedule 4 days. I've never done 4 days before. Like I said, I just do my 3 days and rest, which is 36, 36 hours in a week. And then they take the break, 30 minutes lunch, and that's it. So the
Now,
pay has a lot to do with your years of experience, um, and how you came. For example, for some that were already working in nursing homes before, maybe they were offered employment in hospitals, their pay may be a bit different, regardless whether they were working as a full-time nurse or not. So it all depends on the agency. The agents, most recruiters, if you apply and you employ directly, it's a different ballgame. But if you work through an agency to get, some form of employment, it's also different because the agents are still going to take their money, regardless if you're a full staff or travel nurse.
do you work with an agency or you just got your job by yourself?
Yeah, no, but the phrase I'll log in online and apply. I did mine myself. I made my application myself.
Does that help? Does that help in any way? Does it
Yeah.
reduce?
The thing is, if you just go to Zip Recruiters or Indeed or Career Builders, whatever, the moment you upload your CV, they'll be the one reaching out to you. For example, agents will call you. If you apply directly with the hospital, their recruiters will, because each hospital they've got their recruiters. The recruiters will also reach out to you. So it
Okay.
depends on.
Okay, Ify Priceless, please send me a request. Ify Priceless. I know you're a nurse too. I like to hear from you. Send me your request. Let me ask the two of you. Do you think not? You see, yesterday the gentleman who spoke about cybersecurity said you can work remotely, meaning you can be in Uganda, Nigeria, anywhere there's internet, and you can actually work. The problem with nursing is it's hands on. You've got to be there. You can't, or are there options for people who can work from home as a nurse? And is the pay still good? Or you can only work in admin from home? I'm asking the two of you, anyone who can answer.
Let's say telehealth I've seen is more with nurse practitioners, so I can't really say. I'm not a nurse practitioner yet.
What's a nurse practitioner? Please educate me.
A nurse practitioner, I would say, is like a PA to a doctor.
Oh wow.
They also have their independent practice, but a little bit. They take directions from the doctor, and they can also give their own directives. So something like that.
And it also depends on your specialty. That if it's because nursing is broad. Okay, you can be a case management nurse. If you're a case management nurse, let's say for example, you can do that from your home. It depends. Like I said, it depends. Okay, because what you're looking at is trying to know updates, what's going on with the patients, their insurance, if they've got Medicaid, trying to like see the progress. Okay, what are we doing for them? Are we providing them with, let's say, housing, wheelchair? It all depends. There are a lot you can do.
Also, it also comes with experience. The more experience you have, the more you are needed. So you have to be good at building your resume. If you build your resume and you're very confident, and you can decide to say, I want to go here, I don't want to go here. This is what I want. You know, once you've passed like a year mark, 2 years mark in nursing, and your skill set is good and you know what you're doing, then I don't know, you're good.
Okay, Amodinat says she works from home. I just invited Habib Lucifer. Habib. Habib, don't sleep. Habib, no, saying phone don't connect. Oh, Habib. And if I remove him, he will lock that space. Okay, I have to remove Habib because there was somebody else that they said I should invite. Sadly, the person has not sent. Tamaria, how are you? You look a bit tired today.
I'm tired of the freeze.
What happened? Did they serve you breakfast or is it lunch?
Hell no. I worked yesterday and the day after, and then today I've been around, moving around, trying to get things fixed.
Well, what am I eating? Cashew nuts. I'm here. UC Chilex. Who's the person that?
Right. Now the freeze, people made a lot of money during the COVID. No?
I know.
Made a lot of money.
You see, and a lot of people believe that same COVID money is what they'll continue making throughout the what you might call it, because people are afraid to work during COVID, especially in healthcare. So it became high risk. In the UK, it was not high risk.
And that's by the way. I wish you can bring someone in the UK. I don't think nurses in the UK, they pay nurses in the UK as much as they pay here. I have colleagues, a lot of my colleagues that are there in the UK. At least I know more than 15 of them. And if you ask them, they would want to come here. Some already moved to this place. They don't pay them as much as they pay us here for some reasons. And I don't know why. I'm not NHS and their stuff, But then, I mean, they would, I don't know, but they would say, you don't go £5,
Yeah, someone said back in the day, everybody wanted to be a nurse. Oh, okay. Ify Priceless is here. So let's hear from her. And the adamant guy, I can't seem to see you. Ify.
Daddy Freeze.
How are you doing, my sister?
Good evening, Samaria. Good evening, guys. Hold on.
Good evening, Ify.
So I listened to what you guys are talking about, and I agree with you guys 101%. No.
We are seeing your leg and your floor. We are not seeing your face.
Oh, sorry. Daddy Freeze, hold on. Hold on, Daddy Freeze. I'm still learning this. Hold on.
No problem. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Let me see who'll be the first person to pop a money gun on TikTok.
All right.
Yes. You're looking very fresh.
Daddy Freeze, I just came back from work. I'm so tired. I'm traveling tomorrow.
Where are you traveling to?
Okay. I'm going to New Jersey. I lost my cousin, so I'm going for a funeral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not work?
No, it's not work. I'll be back on Saturday night.
Is it me or you and Samaria have almost the same nose? Or maybe my eyes paying me. You guys see that? She looks a bit like Samaria.
I don't already think that.
I'm sorry, I'm just very
Okay.
observant. Mhm.
Okay, Samaria, I agree with you and Nat. I don't know what state you live in. I live in state of Georgia. One thing about nursing pay is that it depends on the state you live. I live in Georgia. You can't compare what I make to somebody that lives in California or somebody that lives in New York. So I work as a nurse practitioner. I still work as a nurse on my off day. I still go and pick up extra shifts. Samaria, I don't blame you if you don't do overtime. I don't blame you for one bit. Okay.
Before you continue, now talking about states, that if it's also considered cost of living, these are things they put in consideration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the cost
Yeah.
of living in states means as well what we pay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know a lot of people, they keep calling me, asking me, is it true that nurses make a lot of money? I don't know where they got that impression from. What I can tell you is that you will have a job as a nurse, period. Whether you're going to be a millionaire as a nurse is a lie. Okay? You quit your job today, you get another job tomorrow. Period. Any job you are clocking in and clocking out, you're not going to be a millionaire clocking in and clocking out. I work as a nurse practitioner. I heard when you people talk about working remotely. Yes, I can work remotely if I want to work. I'm a site nurse practitioner. However, I don't like working remotely. It makes me lazy. Do we make a lot of money? No. As a matter of fact, bedside nurses make more than nurse practitioners. Let's understand that. A lot of people...
Sorry, did you just say that again?
Bedside. Oh, yeah.
My education then. Like, for real?
Hold on. I love this
you.
argument. Now, what is a nurse practitioner and what is a bedside nurse? What's the difference?
So, and we call them advanced providers. APRN is like mid-level. You work as a doctor, but you're not a doctor. Some people go and get their doctorate degree and address themselves as a doctor. I am not a doctor. Don't call me a doctor.
Do you have your doctorate degree?
That is the difference. No, some people go and get their doctorate in nursing practice, to be, address themselves as a doctor, but they're not a doctor. So there's a difference between having MD, as a title, and having DMP, doctorate in nursing practice. So people shouldn't, confuse that. Also, I am not a doctor. I did not go to medical school. I always clarify that to my patients. I would introduce myself, and I would tell you I am a nurse practitioner. I am not a doctor. Okay. So, Samaria, let me answer your question. When you try to further your career, it depends on what you are going in for or what you are looking for. Okay? The reason why I partly left Bedside is because it's becoming so overwhelming and over challenging, and it's becoming tiring. People are becoming needy. So I said, okay, I'm not getting younger. I'm getting older. As you get older, how long are you going to do the bedside? That is the way I look at it for my own self. If you have money in mind, it depends on what you're making as a nurse, and it depends on what you're making as a nurse practitioner. As a nurse practitioner, it's oversaturated now. Everybody's going into school to be a nurse practitioner, especially psych and acute care, thinking that they make a lot of money. So I don't know what you mean by, making a lot of money. Again, I live in state of Georgia. We don't make that much, okay? If my friend that lives in California, he makes a lot of money, but the cost of living, he cannot even afford to buy a house over there, even with the money he's making. So you can't compare that with somebody in New York. Example, I got an offer in New York, and they offered me $20,000 more than what I'm making in Georgia. And I told them, no, I'm not going to pack up my bag, leave my house, and move to, close to New York just because of $20,000. I wouldn't even move if they give me $50,000 extra. I will still not move, because a lot of things you have to put into consideration. Will I be able to afford to buy a house there? Question mark for me. Maybe no, I cannot, even with the money. So when people back home in Nigeria, calling you, is it true that nurses make a lot of money? No, we don't. First, back when what happened during the COVID, people made, yes, during COVID, Samaria, you know what I mean. A lot of people that went with this agency made about 10,000 a week. That is free. Did you hear me? 10,000 a week. People were making 40,000 a month. And some people made about 11,500 a week. But you have to work 12-hour shifts 6 days a week. So you only have 1 day rest. Did you understand? And that money is your gross. It's not your tax. So when they tax it, you'll be going home with about 25,000 a month. That was then. That offer is no longer in America. It's done and dusted. And I promise you, American government is not going to pump that kind of money again in the economy like they did during the COVID. So that's why a lot of people think that, nurses make a lot of money. No, we don't. But one thing I guarantee you as a nurse, you will always have a job. If your manager mess you up, just leave the badge, apply for the next job, you're going to get it. That is how it is. So people need to stop,
I know why people say that. People do jobs that they earn $20 per hour, 25 per hour, 30 per hour, or even 15 per hour, correct? Even 10 per hour, But nurses, when it comes to being a nurse, you're earning way more than they listed. Right. So for that reason, the truth, if you live within your reach, and means, the money will be enough for you. Is when you start going on credits, living above your means. That's when you go into working extra shifts and debt. And then you go about complaining and saying it's not being enough for you. But it should be enough to compare to, people that are out there working so hard to afford 3 square meal and a comfort life to one extent. But the money you earn as a nurse will be enough for you to afford that average lifestyle.
Samara, let me say something right quick. And that the phrase without overtime, let me tell you, nurses don't make anything. Let me clarify you. Without overtime, okay? Like Samaria said, the Africans or the foreigners here working overtime we're working overtime to support people back home. But if you go to work and clock in, like Samaria says, she only works 3 days a week. If you go to work and only work 3 days a week, you're not really making that much. Nursing profession in America is tedious. It's hard work.
No, it's not enough. But then,
now you know where I'm coming from. It's enough. No, it's enough in the sense that it would be enough for me. But what I'm trying to say is that we put in so much hours in order to support our family back home. Let for me alone.
That's the point. If you have a lot of responsibility, this is where you have to go there to do extra. I don't have no responsibility. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I don't stress myself.
Yeah, I understand. Me too. I don't. Honestly speaking, I don't have any responsibility. I'm single, but I still go to work. I still work extra shifts. And this is my thing for people back home. Please, and I have a reason why I'm saying this, that is free. When somebody in abroad gives you money, just be grateful and be thankful.
I'm always grateful to Samaria when she sends me money. Or Samaria, am I not grateful?
That is it. I don't send you money. I don't get to.
Are they always they grateful though?
Be grateful.
Even if you forget, I go remind you.
Thankful.
Yes, Samaria, they send me from time to time. She's very lovely. Samaria, thank you. If you,
I don't get to. Send me. I beg, don't make my destiny help and leave me. Hey, that is pretty easy. Hey, don't be me and you. See me there like this. The money make me there like this. And say, I don't get shame like this.
Hey, Samaria. I saw your bank account.
Please,
Samaria.
Please be grateful. People be grateful. Daddy, please, let me even break your heart. Doctors don't even make a lot of money as people think. They only make money, especially when you have specialty. You won't compare them to people in Nigeria. You know where I'm coming from. For example, when you have a cardiologist, do you know the malpractice insurance? When you have OBGYN, do you know how much their malpractice insurance? When you have a general surgeon, do you know how much their malpractice insurance is? It costs a lot. Ordinary internists don't even make a lot of money as people. Don't be surprised some of them make less than 200,000. Unless they start having like consults here and there. Yes. They don't make that much as people think they're making. Listen, I tell people, if they're making a lot of money as you think, you will see it. I have friends that are doctors. I have friends that are married to doctors. It's not as much as people think. So when somebody gives you like $100, $200, don't tell me the cost of living in Nigeria is high.
You know
the cost of living in America is
Please, you know why? Because most of them went to school through student loan. They're still
All
paying
right,
it
all
back.
right. I have a
They're still
doctor
paying
here.
it.
I have a doctor
Student
here.
loans
Since
that
this
is hanging on
particular
your neck.
conversation is between Ife and Samaria, my darling sister, Big Nax, thank you so much. I'm going to keep you on
You're
standby
welcome.
because I might need a travel nurse anytime soon again because yours is specialty and you brought so much life to this. I had a doctor too who, hey, I hope say I never lose this doctor just now and I just read him. Una two chat, make una dey calm down. I no come mark the
His
guy.
name is Daniel Agumeho.
Daniel, why don't you send me? Okay, yes.
Samaria is saying something. Yes, they went to, like, for example, students here at Emory University, one of the best schools we have
Hold on,
here.
sorry. I
Do you know what
want
their student loan
Big
is?
Nax to please leave so I can bring the doctor
Okay.
in. Thank you so much, my sister. God bless you. Thank you so
You're
very much.
welcome.
I wish I could have 5 or 6 people in the live, but unfortunately, you can only have 4.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I was listening to you, Ifi. You were saying something.
Samaria said student loan. Yes. Do you know how much how much it costs to go to medical school in America?
That's where their money is going. They're paying them off. I know a lady that one woman.
It's a lot of money.
One woman that her daughter was supposed to get married, and the son-in-law to be had a student loan issue.
Hello?
And she told her daughter not to wed the guy.
No.
So she had him there to say he's done paying his student
Hello.
loan before saying I do with him.
Yeah, can you hear me?
And
Clearly.
the guy actually waited
Yeah, I'm not going to show my face.
until he
but
paid
I
off his
just wanna
student
make
loan. It took him
comment
over
about
like,
it.
I mean, that wedding was supposed to hold, but they
The
had to pay
other
on
lady
the hold.
that just left just
know,
now, he was right. He
1
was
year
right. She
ahead
was right.
from delay.
So doctor
before
don't make
eventually it took
much
place,
money. You have
just
to
because
work
of
many
student loan.
hours.
Hold
before
on,
you can
hold on,
make
hold on.
money.
We've got a doctor. Samaria, I'm coming back to that your story where the woman had to the marriage was postponed because of student loan issues. So let's come back to the doctor. Let's hear the doctor out. Please introduce yourself. What is your specialty? And how much do you make a year? And tell us what you had to say.
Well, I'm not going to say how much I make a year, but what I'm going to say is that doctor make less than 200,000 a year.
See?
And you are a doctor.
Yeah, if you're an emergency doctor, you can make more, but you have to work a lot of hours. Not practitioner. Not practitioner hardly make 100,000 or 120 in a year. So
I disagree with you.
If Samaria is saying that doctor make a lot of money, she's lying. So we have a lot of doctor here. I have friends doctor, my wife is a doctor, everybody's a doctor. I have a nurse practitioner in my family. So you can't tell people that, you're making a lot of money, you're working 3 days. No, nursing, if you're an RN, you make $35 per hour. Most RN, they make $30. If you want to make a lot of money, you have to work like 12 hours or...
I disagree with everything you're saying.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, so well, you can make more than that, but I'm not going to argue. But if you think you make 70,000 a year as an RN, right? I need you to show us your paycheck. I can.
No! I can show that it frees my paycheck. Don't go there, bro. No. Don't go there.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know how much I made last year. I can show that it frees my paycheck. Don't go there. Let me tell you.
You started by quoting me wrongly because I can't remember saying doctors make a lot of money here.
I'm not talking about you. But what I'm saying is that doctor makes less than 200. There are doctors that make more than 200,000 a year.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that part.
So basically, as for medical doctor, maybe ER doctor, you can make maybe 170 an hour, 165 an hour, but there are some doctor who make like 150 a year. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Again, I agree with him based on your specialty. Remember I said that based on your specialty. A cardiologist, a surgeon, a thoracic surgeon, OBGYN, Anytime general surgeon, orthopedic surgeon, you cannot compare them with an internist. You can't compare them to an internist. So those are two different, or emergency. However, what I'm trying to say, and let me repeat myself, is this. Most of these doctors make money by consulting. You will be at work and something is going on. They're gonna another doctor will come and write a consult, and they come and consult. That might be like $500-800 just for that consult. It depends. 500 or 600. It depends. So, and some of these doctors again, they go to 2-3 hospitals. You go to work here. You see, Dr. Jones, what are you doing here? The person will look at you and say, "What brought you here? Brought me here." So it's even hard for them to have one job. Just like Samaria said, some of them have humongous amount of student loan. 300,000, 400,000 student loan.
How you go carry 400,000 student loan? Waiting they teach you. Which book?
That is free. What happened is that some of them are in school, but they will never work. They will borrow money even to buy a car, to do all these things. By the time they finish, they have that amount of loan. So they have to pay for it. Even when I went to private school, grad school, private school, and it cost me $60-something thousand. Did you hear me? Grad school. It's a private school. It cost me $60-something thousand. So that I can tell you just for grad school, but because it's private school, so it costs me more. But if you go to like ordinary state school, I mean, it's way cheaper and way less. Okay, so you can't compare again, just like Samaria said. We don't make money. Let me make this announcement. Don't expect too much from anybody who is a nurse, who is a nurse practitioner, who is a doctor. We have a life. You have a mortgage. You have a car note. You have a student loan. By the time you deduct all these things from your paycheck, I beg, how much do you still have left?
All right, thank you so much. Let me say thank you to the doctor, and let me bring another doctor to also balance off the doctor narrative. If you're watching on TikTok and enjoying this brilliant conversation, we have nurses from the USA. Because do you know why I'm having this conversation? All of you, where they Naija want JAPA, una want JAPA, hey, JAPA, I want to go and be a nurse, so that by the time I work as a nurse for 8 months, I come back and I become king of my village. It doesn't work like that, too. These are nurses. Now, let me tell you something. The other lady that came, I think I brought her live once. But Samaria is my sister. Samaria is somebody I talk to off live. Ify too is my sister. It's just that Ify is very hard to get across to talk to off live. But I know her and I've known her.
That is it. I work a lot now. That is the only way I can make money. I'm not going to lie to you.
So these two ladies are actually ladies that I know, and I know they will not come. Or let me not say I don't know anybody. Let me know before I go on. I believe, it's my opinion, that they will not come here to lie. So if you're a doctor, please let me hear you say something in the comment section so I can invite you over. Okay, please, if you're a doctor, help me read the comment section. If you are a doctor, please say, I'm a doctor and I want to talk about this. And the next thing I want us to talk about is actually student loans. Okay, we've got Modinot here.
Hi, Daddy Freeze. Thanks for letting me join.
Hi, Modinot. I would have loved to see your face clearer if there was a better lighting option.
Can you turn on the light for me? Turn on the light. Yeah, sorry about that.
So let me hear your perspective. Oh, okay. Brilliant.
All right, okay. So the reason I was trying to join is I've been here. I'm 45. I've been in this country since I was 16 years old. Okay. What I've seen in the past is people killing themselves as a nurse. And that's what I'm more concerned about. I have a family. I have 3 children. And I have decided money is not going to make me. I'm going to make money. I work from home. I do administrative nurse. I work for a health insurance company, and I process appeals and grievance. Okay. Please, nurses. Okay. I'm not an RN, believe it or not. I'm a licensed practical nurse. Okay, and I make over $100,000 a year. We don't have to work overtime. We don't have to kill ourselves at, bedside because our children are suffering. This time that we have, especially when the kids are growing, it is important that we spend time with them and nurture them. I grew up in a household where my parents worked 2, 3 jobs, and they couldn't even, they didn't live a good life. So work-life balance is more important to me than making all this money because the children are suffering. So that's the only thing that I have to say. Yes, I do work from home. I do not do a lot of overtime because my children comes first at this time. I am a licensed practical nurse. I'm not going to lie to you that I'm an RN or a nurse practitioner. There's no need for me to lie. So please look into other aspects of nursing because they do exist.
Thank you so much for that. What do you ladies think, Ife and Samaria?
I mean, like I said, I did not lie here. Samaria, I said it. I told you that the freeze, me, I work a lot. I understand what she's saying. I don't have family, sister. I'm single. Okay? Daddy Freeze, I will tell you again. One thing I don't like is anybody who knows me, go ask my friends. If I'm at home, they will say, "Are you okay?" Because I work, not because of the money involved, but because I'm single. I stay by myself. When I stay here, it's either I eat, sleep, wake up, go shopping. That is all I do. So, but going to work is like a form of therapy, especially when I go to my nurse practitioner job. Not when I go to bedside. When I go to my nurse practitioner job, it's like kind of a form of therapy for me, but not when I go to bedside. So, well, like what sister said, again, if I have kids, if I have family, I will not be working like this. Because if you don't raise your kids, America will help you and raise your kids. So you have to consider which one comes first, either your family or your job. And again, a lot of Nigerian kids here are, I don't want to use the word, let me not use the word I want to say, but just because their parents are constantly, like she said, constantly at work, trying to make money, trying to build houses in Nigeria. You are paying mortgage in America. You haven't even finished paying the mortgage in America. You are building a house in the village, a house that the kids they will never go to Nigeria. Even in 10, 20 years, they've never been to Nigeria. This is the problem we have among our African people. Okay, so I mean that's all I can say. Everybody have what works for them. Again, me working is not because of money. No, even with the overtime and all that, it's still that's not that much. But like I said, it's a form of therapy for me when I go to work instead of staying home. Thank you.
Ladies, what do you think?
Jenny Freeze, I mean, she has a good point, and this is one of the things I'm currently battling with right now. You asked me what I look for. I mean, my hours are not working for my child, and she comes first regardless. Okay? Yes, I work 3 days in a week, but I make it home late. And the daycares, the openings and everything, I'm like, I think it's best I just go back to where I used to work, which is the district. Go back and work for the district. I'm not working in the hospital because the hours are not working. I mean, it's still, hey. The children come first. I'm done talking, I'm sorry.
So,
please, I agree with what you said totally. Sorry for the interruption. I'm considering leaving the hospital for something else.
Wow.
Yeah,
you are considering leaving the hospital, Omo. Just when some people want to come and do this, you see. Let me tell you something about Nigerians. Yeah, the average Nigerian. I don't mean the average. Only 1% of Nigerians are doing okay in Nigeria. The remaining are struggling. So all they see is the money. Money is their motivation. But you that have been abroad, Samaria has been abroad for at least 10 years. How long have you been abroad for, Samaria?
7, 8 years.
7, 8 years. Ify, how long have you been abroad?
I've been here going to 20 years.
And the other lady has been here almost 30 years. When you are in Nigeria, you are so poor. I'm not talking about you people. The average Nigerian is so poor that basic necessities are a luxury. You don't have power. You don't have you can't get a car. You have to enter downfall, not even proper bus. Something like a car, a basic car of $2,000 that will take you from one place to the other is a luxury in Nigeria. You can't even get it. You can't live in a decent area. So when you come abroad, all that changes because you can afford a basic car. You can live in a house where you are not going to have to go and bath outside at 4 a.m. So to you, it looks like, whoa, let me go and hustle and make money. But by the time you've been there for 4 or 5 years, you realize that the life, you can't live in America and compare yourself to people living in Nigeria. If you live in America and you compare yourself to people living in Nigeria, you'll be like they are God. But you live in that same America with other Americans. And you now realize that, look, the more work you put in to get this money, the less time you have for your own life. And this now begs the question, is money really that important? And I'm going to ask the three of you, money on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you place money? Level of importance.
Oh, that increase money is important too. That money I want to take fine now. It's not easy to be a fine girl. Money makes the world go around.
No. I understand that. But when it comes to choosing over money, would you choose family over money? That's why I say, how important is it?
Well, as it stands right now, I won't choose money over my daughter.
Okay. So you won't choose money over your daughter. Would you choose money over your personal rest time?
No.
I need money to get enough rest, right?
No. I totally disagree.
I need money to get enough rest in a conducive environment. So it depends, that it frees. But it depends.
Okay. Would you choose money over your health?
Hell no.
No.
All these things, let me tell you, in Nigeria right now, if you call somebody aside and tell him that, look, if you give me your kidney, I will give you 10 million naira. You'll be amazed that a quarter of Nigeria's population will give you their kidney like this. In fact, they'll give you the 2 before they realize that they need 1 to stay alive. Nigerians will give their health for money, will give up their time for money, will give up their family for money. That is why a Nigerian couple, the husband is living in Nigeria and he has sent his wife to the US to go and hustle. That's a conversation we're going to have, I think maybe tomorrow. I want us to have that conversation. Open marriages as a result of money. Do you realize, all of you here, if you had a husband and your husband had to relocate to another country and you guys did not see for 5 years, the two of you would cheat? Do you agree? Ify, do you agree?
Daddy Freeze. Let me shut up my mouth because some of the things I want to say, people will not believe it.
Say it.
Okay. I will say it for those of you who want to believe or not. My first 7 to 8 years in America, I wasn't looking at any man.
The fact that you were not looking at the man does not mean the men were not looking at you, and does not mean you were not having relationships with these men.
No, I wasn't. That's what I mean. I wasn't having no relationship. Because if you come to this country, I don't know about other people, if you come to this country, everybody's mentality is different. The first thing I ask myself, I mean, when you look at other people doing well and what they are doing, my sister was like, I know you don't want to be a CNA. You have to go to school. Either you get your LVN or you get your RN. That was the only thing I was thinking. My education, my education, my education, my education. That was the only thing I was thinking. I would say 8 years. I wasn't, talking, man, it wasn't in my mind. Because I was looking at it, when I go to work, I look at these young girls. I mean, what they are doing. And I'm always ask myself, nah, man, look at this small girl. See what she's doing and what are you doing with your life? You need to get back to school. You need to get your education and get your life on track. That was the only thing I was thinking. And then when I got myself, I, finished school, got a job, that was when I started like, when you talk to me, then I will listen to you. Because I just feel like, okay, that part of
now for that 6 years or 7 years, how were you coping with Konji? Sorry, direct question. You can just code it. How were you coping? Let's be honest. Don't tell us you did not have Konji for 6 years because I'm not gonna believe you. Samaria there is looking at you like this.
Samaria, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm an adult. Even if I tell you that I sleep with all the men in Georgia, you won't beat me. It's me, myself, my life, my own. Which you go do nothing. You don't pay my bills. Do you understand? So this, like where I live or the city I live, is that we have a lot of Nigerians. So you have to be very careful before you become popular among them. Because they, African people, they have this mentality. Once you sleep with one person, it's likely, she's single. Oh yeah, you know her. Oh yeah, I slept with her. That kind of stuff. So my sister put that in my head, and I have that in my head. When I mean, even up to today as an adult, like I'm telling you now, if I want, I can sleep with everybody in my neighborhood. It's none of your business. I will not come to you to ask you for anything. My life is my life. Even in Nigeria, my VJ is my VJ. It is not yours. In fact, if you mess up, I will even your father. So, respect yourself. So, but the mentality I have now is that, okay, whatever you want. Now I'm choosing them. Because in my life, the mentality I have now, what are you going to do for me? I am comfortable. I have what I feel that, okay, what are you going to provide for me as a man? That is where I am in my level of life now, period.
But you still did not answer that question. That's 6 years. That's 6 years where you said there was no man. How were you taking care of Ikonji for that 6 years?
That is, you want me to tell you that I'm masturbating?
Hey, don't say the exact word now.
Sorry, Daddy Freeze. You want me to tell you, okay, I was doing that, so what?
No. We just want to know.
I was doing it, so
because
what?
some people go just listen. Some people heart don't break now. Say, 6 years. Me, I know if you wait 6 years, so I know that's when they take calculate on our life. Me, as they see me, I know if you do 6 months. You go turn problem. So I like warn myself from ground.
But Daddy Freeze.
So
you want me to tell you that
no,
I was touching myself, right?
You don't talk. So let's talk to
self-pleasure.
Let's talk to Modinot. Modinot. Over to you.
Oh, Daddy Freeze, I'm very married. I've been married 21 years.
For 21 years.
Yes. He's not leaving, I'm not leaving. We're not living up, we're not doing none of that.
Now, I'll tell you the story. I was talking to a couple who were living in Germany and they wanted to relocate to Canada. And they were wrongly advised. Woman, husband, 2 children. Wrongly advised. They said they should come on a visit to Canada because with German passports, they don't need visas. They just need, like what I need, ESTA. It costs £5. You just buy an ESTA and it's valid for 4 years. So they came in with an ESTA and then they tried to use it to stay. The husband now got into trouble. They now deported him back to Germany. That was 5 years ago. Because he was deported, He could not enter Canada again for another 5 years. Now, because the wife was able to sneak into the system, she has to get her papers before she can go and visit her husband. So the husband cannot come to visit her. She cannot leave Canada. Now, if she could leave Canada, she would have gone to see her husband. But if her husband could come to Canada, the husband can come to the US, but she cannot leave Canada to go to the US because if she leaves, she gets into trouble and gets deported too. So she needs to set up all her paperwork and all that, blah, 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 blah. For 5 years, they've been living apart. I asked the woman, because it's the woman that is my friend, Anthony, you came up para firing those money guns. Fire them, those money guns. I asked the woman, I said, have you been faithful? The woman told me face to face, eyeball to eyeball in a live video. She said, Daddy Freeze, if I told you I was faithful, will you believe me? They took the decision based on money. They're going to make more money. If you mute your mic until you are ready to talk, because I see you are making a bar in the background.
I'm not making it, but Daddy Free, I told you I'm packing my suitcase.
Oh, yeah, be packing, no problem. Just mute.
Okay.
So, you see, this is a decision. Whether you believe me or not, whether you understand or not, Nkem Anthony Okpara is my number one gifter. Everybody follow Nkem Anthony Okpara on TikTok. Double click the screen. Whether you believe this or not, they took that money and the decision became money of family and money won. Do you agree with me, Samaria? It was a money of family and money won. So a lot of people now imagine my wife now having to live away from me for 5 years, and I expect that she will not do anything, or she will expect that I will not do anything. My advice is, don't put yourself in a situation where you can test whether you will do anything or not. I am 47 years old. I agree. 5 years for me is 52. Do I want to stay without intercourse till I'm 52 just because I want to I set myself up for prostate issues later on down the line? So a lot of people do, you see, those people that rush abroad often choose money over family, choose money over rest time, choose money over what else did I rest time? There was something else. So a lot of these people put money first, and then choose money even over their health, because if you
quality of life
if you choose your health over money, you will not work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Because it is not Nigerian work where you go there and give everybody a high five as you get to the office and then get on your phone and start calling your American work. If you are working 12 hours, you will not work 11 hours, 59 minutes. You will work full 12 hours. So you're choosing money over your health, money over family, money over your time for yourself. And it makes sense in Nigeria because you don't have time for yourself. You are you're already having issues in your family. Your health is not even guaranteed. So we will rather give all these things up in Nigeria to get money, and nobody will blame you. But when you get abroad, you now realize that people abroad are not giving up their free time for money. They want to be able to go to that cinema. They want to go and sit down in the park. They don't care about the house in the village as much as you do anymore. They want a better quality life. They want to be healthy. They want to be. There are some people that have not been to the gym in 5 years because they are working back to back. Time for gym no day. If they work 12-hour shift, you know if you go gym. because you will still have to do things around your house. You still have to take care of your kids. You still have to attend to your. I talked to a couple who lived together in the same house and had not slept together in 1 year because the
Oh
wife
wow.
does. She's a nurse and she does overnight, so that during the day she can be at home. No, the husband is the one that does overnight and the wife does works during the day. So they only get Saturday as rest, and that Saturday they are too tired to do anything. So 1 year you're living. Would I live that kind of life because I want to make 300K a year? Hell no. 300K a year that I will make another people enjoy and I will not enjoy. I was telling somebody this the other day. Two of my very good friends who are very wealthy just discovered that they have diabetes. And somebody was like, wow, with all the money you have in the world, you no longer enjoy food, and food is supposed to be your basic necessity. And I told the person, I said, when you have money, you will enjoy food. It's just that you will not enjoy rice, you will not enjoy bread, you will not enjoy corn. You are rich enough to be able to eat 3 pieces of snail as a meal, and that's not going to touch your blood sugar. You can eat 3 king-size prawns as a meal and you'll be full and it's not going to touch your blood sugar. So the way poor people evaluate things, hey, because when that poor person thinks of food, he thinks of a big bowl of rice and one small meat or 2 meats on top.
Carbohydrate.
Do you understand? But if you eat half a chicken, it's not going to bulge your sugar, especially when if you eat it with chips, you are in trouble. But just eat half a chicken and drink a glass of water. You are eating good food, but it's not hitting your sugar. But you see, the way poor people think is different. They think in volumes of those things that are not as necessary and automatically qualify other people like that. So this brings us back to this particular argument I'm trying to have. A man and his wife living in the same house, they've not slept together for 1 year because they have to make this money. Now ask them, what are they doing with the money? I want to invest in
They're
my
sending it to
children.
Nigeria.
I want my children to get the best education, my family back at home. I swear to God, if I leave Nigeria, no family where they send anything, maybe $10 here, $5 here. Or loan, $5 here, $10 here, $2 here. Before when I go see me again, go really like 7 months until I'm balanced. Some people have heaped such stress on themselves just because they want to meet family needs and responsibilities. And I tell our parents, if you have kids, better raise them. I ain't raising nobody's kids. When you are doing it, a friend of mine told his dad, he's sharp mouth like me. It's something I can tell my dad too. He said, his dad, father was like, it's good to have many kids. I said, it is good for you, daddy. The person said it to his father. He said, Dad, it is good for you that we're making them to have them. Me that I'm training them for you is not good. You maybe you not to burn them, put for ground. Me where they train them, I they tell you say, no. What happened? His younger brother wanted to get married. His younger brother was 28 and wanted to get married and didn't have a job. So the father was like, yeah, your younger brother has come of age. The guy said, has come of age for what? He has come of age, but he has not come of job. Let him go and find work. Listen, he is ready to marry the day he has a job, has a house, has a car, and can afford his own wedding. I will fly air ticket and come down. When I reach Nigeria, anything within my pocket, I go dash him. But that we are going to marry him for him. The father now said, no, look at all of you. I married early and I had you. I said it was good and sweet and easy for you to marry early and have all of us. It is not sweet for me that has to train them on your behalf. The papa can call me say the boy dey root. I say daddy, he no root to tell you truth. Nigeria truth na rudeness. Big shout out to Anthony in Kim Okpara. Wherever you are, guys, give him a big shout out. Follow him right now. He's my #1 gifter on TikTok. Anthony in Kim Okpara. Follow him. He's been popping my body guns, and he's a wonderful guy. I'm still looking for my number one and my number two gift. And all of you on YouTube enjoying the topic, when I go just sit down there, spread like Obado, king of bed bugs. Instead of making I buy my super chat, super stickers, and I go to enjoy the gist. And you, 600 and something people on Instagram, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, Daddy Freeze. Bottom left hand corner, you will see how to buy my stars on this particular video. So, signing off, Ify, Samaria, and my very beautiful sister Modinot. What are your thoughts?
As we get older, as nurses, in my opinion, find other means, find other career choices. You could be nurses, like I said, but you can do other aspects of nursing because I have seen a lot of people fall and die. I have seen a lot of people, I've seen it take tolls on people's body. Mm-hmm. So the fact that we can't make money until we kill ourselves doing overtime. I've done it before. I've done bedside. I've worked overnights, and I was miserable. My husband suffered it. My kids suffered it. Everybody hated it. So please, I'm just begging our people, because we come here, it's like we're enslaving ourselves again, all because of money. And what do we do with all this money? We pay bills. Is it worth it? Our children are now left for other people to raise. So let's find other means. There are other means out there. If you're interested, go. A lot of insurance companies are hiring. They're hiring care managers. They're hiring appeals nurses, grievance. There's a lot of things that you could do administratively. You can work from your own home. So I wish everyone the best.
Samaria, over to you. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. I don't like the way you're looking, Samaria. You always look bright, filled with energy. Today, you just look tired.
That'll be all right. To add to what she said, people should learn to live within their means. Stop the competition. We compete a lot. We
compete a lot. You say compete. You are tired, Samaria. I'm calling you once I get on this line. Lizzie Clark just sent me a money gun.
We compete a lot. Well, that means you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. Thank you for that. Stop the competition. Live within your means. I mean, and everything will be all right. Stop trying to impress people. We try to impress. That's just all I have to say.
Let me say, Samaria, yes, one of the problems we have over here is a lot of Africans, especially Nigerians, we live above our means. You want to buy almost $1 million house. You want to drive the latest car. What are you going to do? Then you have to sleep at work in order to work overtime, make extra money to afford to live above your lifestyle. My sister, what she said about another career, I'm going back to school. I know when I say people look at me, are you not tired of going back to school? Are you not tired of education? Yes, I am, but this is the last. Like I said, I'm a nurse practitioner. Yes, I make money, but as you grow older, for how long are you going to do that? So somebody told me, I have one of my coworkers who told me that his wife is a coder and she's making more money than. And we sat down, we calculated how much this girl his wife is making working from home. And he gave me the information, say, the thing is that you can sit down at home your off days and make the same amount of money without even opening your door, even make more than that. So you don't even need a lot of education because you have this. All they need to do is just take the classes, take the board exam, and you are good to go. So I'm going back to school to get that. And like I said, we work hard. People in Nigeria, listen to me. When somebody gives you $1, please be appreciative. Don't tell me that things are hard in Nigeria. Things are hard in America, sir. More than in America than even as it is in Nigeria. The only difference is that we have jobs here in America compared to, you people in Nigeria. But one thing I hate about my Nigerian people, they are so ungrateful. So ungrateful. free, you see where you're sitting. Somebody will sit like that and calculate to me how long I've been in America. In fact, somebody even asked me that, what have you actually achieved since you've been in America? Somebody asked me that. Others are building houses. You haven't even buying land. You haven't even bought a land. This is somebody that is even telling me this is asking me money on top of that. These are the pressure people have to go through, but not me. Anyway, but just let us be kind to one another. Things are very hard everywhere, and nurses, rest, chill, have fun, go on vacation, spend your money. Life is too short. My cousin I'm going to for his funeral was in Nigeria 2 weeks ago. Can you just imagine? Just came back here and died. So, I mean, enjoy life, honestly.
Network.
I think last year or this year we lost someone at my old job. We were all with him. He went home, he slumped, and that's it. Work continued the next day. We did, it's good enough.
All right, network is not letting us continue beyond this point. Thank you so much, everyone. I really love this topic, and we're going to be having topics like these from time to time, especially since a lot of us are of the opinion that Nigeria is not as good and we need to JAPA before things can make sense. Thank you so much, Modina. Samaria, I'm calling you once I hang off this live. I'm calling you, okay? Even if it's for 2 minutes. Take care.
Thank you, Daddy Freeze.
And God bless you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.